All right, guys, stay with me on this. So let's review the last 3 years. I'm going to try and put everything into perspective before we get to it. So 2017, Bitcoin's price pumps to $20,000. I'm sure you remember. Although Bitcoin had been around and making moves since all the way back to 2009, it was really 2017. That was really the first year that Bitcoin gained global recognition, which was obviously great. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people FOMO'd in a little bit too hard. So we needed 2018. That was the next year of correction, consolidation, the eventual capitulation. And then after that, this year, 2019, I'm sure you remember, things started off pretty slowly. So for the first 3 months, Bitcoin's price was just consolidating. Nothing really to report. But after 3 months in, actually it was on the 4th month, April 1st, all of a sudden things changed. And then in the depths of this bear market, Bitcoin's price all of a sudden jumped from 4,100 to 5,100, which was pretty surprising. I mean, a $1,000 price move. Now, at the time, you got to remember, everybody was waiting for Bitcoin's price to go lower, but it didn't. Then 1 month after that, Bitcoin's price jumped again, 5,100 to 8,100. Not a $1,000 price jump, but a $3,000 price jump, which was another surprise. Everybody was waiting for it to go down. Then 1 month after that, again, 8,100 to 13,100. Now a $5,000 price move. So all of this was unprecedented, it seemed. It was unreal. It was unbelievable. Maybe we're just in the disbelief stage. But anyways, before we get into who, let's answer the question why. So let's just start real general. Why does anything go up in price? Why does anything increase or even decrease in price? Supply and demand. I mean, the answer to that question is pretty simple. Supply versus demand. So if you subscribe to our channel, you probably already know this, and that's that Bitcoin has a deflationary fixed supply. So Bitcoin's supply didn't change. Bitcoin's supply couldn't have changed. And if that's the case, which it obviously is, well, that just means there was demand. Demand increased. But by who? Who is buying Bitcoin is the question. And in my mind, there are 3 possibilities. So number 1, everyday average people like you, like me, are buying Bitcoin. And what we're seeing now is kind of similar to what we saw back in 2017. Okay. Are people buying Bitcoin today? Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can look at Google Trends. We can see that, people are searching for Bitcoin, although it doesn't really come close to the height of the euphoria we witnessed back in late 2017. So are people buying Bitcoin today? Obviously, but that obviously can't be the sole reason for this price jump. Option number 2, Tether manipulation. Tether manipulation. I see people commenting this all the time. They commented it back when Bitcoin was at 4,100. They commented it when Bitcoin was almost 1,400. And yes, it's true. I mean, we know that the New York Attorney General is looking into Bitfinex. They're trying to figure out whether the Tether coin is actually backed 1-to-1 with USD. And we do see new Tether being printed all the time. But what you got to keep in mind is new Tether being printed is how this bigger money comes into the market. So you buy Tether first, and then you buy cryptocurrency. So is it Tether manipulation? Yeah, I mean, maybe. Or it also could just be whales buying in through Tether. I mean, realistically, it's probably a little of both. But now let's get into option 3. This is what I think is happening. And by the way, guys, if you appreciate me doing the research, if you'd like to support the channel, give this video a thumbs up, like the video. And option 3. Institutions are the ones doing this. Institutions are buying / even FOMOing in. And this is what's happening. So, for instance, we've already seen that both LedgerX and then TD Ameritrade's ErisX have launched. Both of these are physically settled in real Bitcoin, meaning that these institutions will have to reserve Bitcoin to operate, meaning that they need to hold enough Bitcoin to provide for their clients. And then to add to that, this is something we haven't talked about for a while, to add to that, Bakkt is launching in 3 days, actually July 22nd. So Bakkt, Bakkt, they're run by the same people who run and operate the New York Stock Exchange, which is the largest exchange in the world, plus they operate over a dozen other global exchanges. So they too are launching physically settled futures contracts, and they too will have to settle their futures in real Bitcoin, and they too will have to reserve a lot of Bitcoin to operate and provide for their clients. So my point is, all of this could very well be these institutions loading up to, what they see as potentially the bottom of a bear market. And they're definitely thinking not a year or two into the future. They're trying to load up decades. And it is true, Bakkt is still seeking the CFTC approval and might get delayed again. But either way, these are three of the many institutions that we know of, and then three out of the many institutions that we don't even know of yet. They want to make money in this space. They want to be at the forefront of this brand new asset class. And unlike every other asset in history, Bitcoin is the only one that has a truly fixed supply. Bitcoin is the scarcest asset in the world, and people are realizing that. And I'm not just saying Bitcoin's price is going to go up from here. I'm not saying there won't be both highs and lows. Obviously, we're experiencing a low right now. What I am saying, there ain't no FOMO like institutional FOMO. And as opposed to every other asset class, which they can just print more of, or dig more up, or, whichever way they want to devalue it. With Bitcoin, these institutions are trying to get in near the bottom. And when they do that, that's going to show up in the price, and I believe it has. Of course, this is just speculation. Nobody truly knows who is buying Bitcoin, and thank God for that. But think about this. As soon as these institutions get in, at least the ones that are attempting to get in first, as soon as they get in, after that, they start running ads. Then the general public gets permission to get in. Then after that, I believe things are really going to start heating up. So, you could, whichever way you want to feel about it, is this fair? Is this just? Is this right? It really doesn't matter. The fact is Bitcoin is here to stay, and institutions who want a head start from everybody else, they're trying to get in early, and then they see the price jump and people want to FOMO in. So yeah, the last 6 months have been great. A large part of my portfolio has essentially tripled. Am I selling? No, I'm not selling. I don't think Bitcoin's going anywhere soon, and I'm HODLing. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know if you think my opinion is correct, or let me know your thoughts. Let's get to some news. Segwit. I always like to share, we talk about price sometimes, but it's also kind of better when we talk about innovation. So this is an interesting metric. Segwit usage has just hit an all-time high at 53.86%. If we click here, you can see the chart of people who use Segwit, and actually it does seem like there is an outlier back in October of 2018. Doesn't seem like it's at an all-time high, but we are trending upwards for Segwit usage, which is good. Somebody commented here, keep increasing adoption by telling your friends and new Bitcoiners to use HODLwallet.com, default to Bakkt32 address, pushing Segwit usage and saves users on fees. Real friends don't let their friends use the block space inefficiently. So that's good. I'd like to see Segwit adoption. Of course, I don't even think Binance Exchange uses Segwit as of yet, and that's fine because Bitcoin transactions are backwards compatible. But hopefully people start adopting this stuff because this is good stuff. Next up, this is pretty interesting news out of Coinbase. Coinbase shuts down the Coinbase Bundle product. So have you ever got on Coinbase and it asks you, or maybe you got an email saying, hey, you can just sign up for a bundle thing and we'll just invest regularly for you in a bundle of cryptocurrencies. They choose the ones, or maybe you can choose the ones, but anyway, they're discontinuing this. So the Coinbase Bundle was launched in September of 2018. The product was intended to make it easy for users to purchase a market-weighted basket of cryptocurrencies with as little as $25. At launch, the bundle included the 5 cryptocurrencies listed on Coinbase: Bitcoin, Bcash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin. They've discontinued it, which I didn't use it. I want to make my own investments. They said the vision of an open financial system depends on the people's ability to understand, explore, and choose cryptocurrencies. We expect that millions of people will make their first cryptocurrency purchases in the coming years, but all too often, getting started can be overwhelming for people learning about crypto for the first time. If I had to guess, I would speculate that maybe they don't want to be responsible years down the road for kind of suggesting you buy Ethereum Classic or Bcash or what have you. And, it kind of seems appealing if you're new and don't know anything, but maybe if you're new and don't know anything, you don't want to get signed up to start purchasing Ethereum Classic or Bcash or whatever cryptocurrencies they offered. This was just the beginning, what they offered, so I think this is a good thing. Moving on. Binance unknowingly earns staking rewards of Stellar and adds support. So in a blog post published on July 18th, Binance said that it unknowingly earned staking rewards of over 9 million XLM Stellar Lumens, which equaled almost $1 million at the time of press, about $750,000 in extra XLM tokens in the wake of a specific parameter change on cold and hot wallets that was made a year ago. So the exchange subsequently decided both to immediately add staking support for XLM and to share the gained XLM reward with the entire community. And then this is their quote, but I guess this is a good thing. There was some sort of staking change with Stellar, and Binance was unknowingly earning XLM. They just discovered they had all this extra XLM, and they're sharing it with the community. This is good PR for Binance, and I guess good PR for XLM. I don't know, what's XLM been up to, this whole year? I'm going to do a video soon where let's discover what Stellar has been doing this whole year, because I have no idea. Next up, crypto energy drink from Poland. So you guys have seen this before. This is sold at some gas station somewhere in the world. It's not at my 7-Eleven. I would definitely buy this. It's just a crappy energy drink that says HODL Premium, pure power. Has the Bitcoin symbol, which obviously cannot be trademarked or anything. I'd buy that for a Satoshi. How does it taste? Like a regular Red Bull. Very red, bullish taste, I'm sure. I prefer green bulls. Okay, looking for this particular can, but didn't find it for sale. I did find this one, Liquid Assets, on Amazon. Holy hell. Should I buy a case of this? Nah. Okay. Anything else, guys? I thought this was a pretty good video today. Of course, you can always follow us on our Twitter. Our Twitter at altcoindailyio. Link is in the description. We are brothers, Aaron and Austin. We're crypto investors and enthusiasts. Our portfolio is mostly Bitcoin. And I think that's it for me today, my friends. See you tomorrow.